Trigger warning. Ghosts, ghouls, and gruesome stuff ahead. It's weird. It's dark. It's your kind of vibe. Welcome to Haunted and Homicidal, the podcast where true crime meets the paranormal. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Courtney. Every week we uncover the terrifying, the twisted, and the totally unexplainable. Lock your doors and grab your sage.
Because things are about to get haunted and homicidal. Hey guys.
What's up?
What's up? Lots been going on. We haven't recorded in 2 weeks.
Yes, because I was out of town.
Yes.
I was in North Carolina. Weather was so much better. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
It wasn't hot and humid.
It's starting to get cooler here, thankfully. I was outside yesterday cleaning off my porch.
For
Took
like
about 2 hours.
2 seconds.
Well, it was okay yesterday. I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't like unbearable because normally I can go outside for like 2 minutes and die. And I didn't die yesterday, so.
Yeah, no,
okay.
we pretty much stayed like outside. And it felt so nice.
So I am like an outside person, but I have to be like at the beach. I don't like just being outside.
Well, we were at the beach, like we were at a beach house. So we like sat on the
They
deck.
have a beach there?
In North Carolina,
Yeah, really? See, I get like flabbergasted.
The Atlantic Beach, yeah.
Yeah, I get so flabbergasted when other
Outer Banks, Emerald Isle.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, the only beaches that I know are Mississippi and Florida.
Yeah,
Mexico.
Because we would go either because we were like 3 hours from the beach and then like 3 hours to the mountains. So we went
like right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say anything about driving 3 hours to the beach because it takes about 6 to get from here to Panama City, and that's where we normally go when we go to the beach because it's fucking beautiful there. They call it the Emerald Coast, but Panama is more like crystal clear, like not green, not blue. It's just clear, like diamond. Yeah. It's crazy, and I like that because I like to see what's swimming beneath me.
I would like to see what's touching my feet.
Yeah, I don't do feet, and like I can't wear like the water shoes or whatever in the water because it freaks me out. A lot of things freak me out. We've
How do
established
water
that.
shoes freak you out?
Because so like you know me, even in the wintertime, flip-flops. The only time I wore real shoes is when we were working. But like when my toes touch, it freaks me out.
Like what?
Yeah. So I don't like closed-toed shoes. I don't like socks because they make my toes like they touch. And so but
you're fine with your fingers touching, but not your toes.
But my fingers, I don't wear gloves or anything because I don't know if it's like just the restriction of it, but when my toes touch in socks or shoes, I'm overstimulated. I think it's like a sensory thing. Oh. My ADHD ass, my OCD ass, I'm fucking autistic probably. Yeah, like when my toes touch, it freaks me the fuck out. It gives me anxiety. That's why one of the reasons why I was always miserable working where we worked. Yeah. Because my toes were touching. And I can feel it. And that's all I think about.
You could have worn flip-flops.
I mean, no problem. No, because I would have gotten.
Oh, yeah, you would have.
Pizza or something on them. But I don't know. It's just a sensory issue, I guess. What was that face?
Try it.
Oh, I don't want to try it.
Try it.
No, thank you.
Try it.
I don't do mango.
It doesn't even taste like mango.
I don't do mango.
It doesn't taste like mango. Mm-mm. Just try it.
No, you're not going to trick me.
It doesn't taste like mango.
Nope.
Like, I'm dead serious.
No. What does it taste like?
Nothing.
Are all of our taste buds off today? Because my coffee tastes kind of funky. Not funky, but it tastes different. Her lemonade wasn't right. Your mango pineapple's not right. Oh, you know what might help? I've got, I think it's mango pineapple, like, flavor mix-ins.
Oh, yeah, that probably help because,
okay.
This is terrible.
They are, when you go out, right by the back door, it's a little, like, square box. It's got a lid on it. Just dig through there. There's like hundreds of flavor packets in there.
To my straw.
That looks like a big booger. It looks like it's mixed in now.
Well, yeah, because I gotta pull the clump out with my straw.
That was gross. Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, that's so much better.
I mean, you can see over here, there's like some little...
It's fine. It tastes so much better now, though.
Yeah. Flavor packets, they help with a lot of shit.
They do.
Anyway, so we drink crisis averted for now.
That's gross. We're gonna hide that. I don't like
Ew, it looks so gross.
Why do you think I'm flipping the towel around?
Ew. Okay. Well, I guess we will go ahead and get started. So this week, I am going to cover an unsolved case. She has never been found, so it's also a missing persons case. There has been no body recovered. Nothing has been found about this girl. So,
are they sure she's dead, or she?
No, they don't. So they don't know that she's dead. But after a certain time of a missing persons case, they can classify them as deceased, like for insurance purposes or, whatever. But no, they don't know. They know nothing. Like, this case is absolutely insane because, like, there's nothing. There's no cause. Like, nobody can figure out what happened. But prior to the disappearance, after the disappearance, there's not a whole lot of information. Her name is Maura Murray. She was born May 4th of 1982. She is a Taurus, so she is also 3 years older than me. So she is currently 42, or would be 42. She was born in Brockton, Massachusetts, which is also crazy because I was born in Massachusetts, but I was born in Franklin County. So, what?
Could you be her?
I mean, if she were 3 years younger, I could be her, I guess. No, we'll find out why I'm not her. Her parents...
You're her reincarnated.
No, because she didn't die when she was 3. She didn't go missing when she was 3. Her parents are Fred, and Lori Murray. Fred was a medical technician and Lori was a nurse. In her early life, she was called Malza, which was a nickname given to her by her mom. She was the 4th child. She has one older brother, Fred, 2 older sisters, Kathleen and Julie, and a younger half-brother named Kurt. She was raised in an Irish Catholic household, so very strict, very religious. When she was 6, her parents unfortunately did divorce, and she lived primarily with Lori, which is, again, her mom. She did have a pretty good relationship with her dad, so, sometimes divorces don't produce happy children with good relationships with both parents, but she seemed to have a decent relationship with both of them.
Or parents pitting them against each other.
Yeah, and which is not fair.
No.
Like, leave that out. Like, y'all can hate each other, cool. Leave the kids out of it. But when Maura was in high school, she was considered to be an overachiever that excelled both academically and athletically. So again, not me.
Yeah, no. I said, you don't run.
Nah, I don't run. Me and Wayne were talking about that this morning. I said, I'm not going to run. If something's chasing me, they can just have me. Because we were talking about Riley's ROTC, and he ran a half mile in 5 minutes.
How's that going?
It's going good. He said he ran half a mile in 5 minutes. And Wayne was like, I don't know if that's good. I looked it up, and it said an average person runs about half a mile in 4 minutes and 45 seconds to 5 minutes. So I'm like, it's average. That's what I figured.
That's average.
But yeah, I am not athletic. I was academically an overachiever, and I still am.
Still are.
Yeah. But athletic, the only thing I run is my mouth. So. And my husband can verify that. And probably everybody else. She was very active in her community. She participated in nearly every sport, including competitive AAU basketball. And AAU stands for Amateur Athletic Union, which is a nationwide organization in the United States that runs tournaments, leagues, and events for many sports, but most famously basketball. But they also do volleyball, track and field, baseball, and, other sports that kids participate in. And being in this allowed her to travel all over New England as a teenager. Maura broke several long-standing school records as a field and track runner.
Nice.
Long-standing, like 20, 30-year records. She broke those. So she was very, very, very good at what she did. She was selected as Boston Globe All-Scholastic in cross country, and she qualified for the U.S. National Scholastic Outdoor Championships in the 2-mile as a sophomore in 1998, and she finished 33rd in the country, not in the state, in the country.
Damn.
33rd. Hundreds, thousands of students participated in this, and she got 33rd.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she was really good. She did graduate at the top of her class from Whitman-Hanson Regional High School in Hanson, Massachusetts. So after high school, she was accepted into the military academy in West Point, which is in New York, and that's like one of the most famous military academies around. Every time you hear about something, it's coming from West Point. There, she studied chemical engineering for 3 semesters, so this girl was smart. Okay, super smart. I couldn't do that.
I don't do math.
I mean, I'm smart too, but that's just like, yeah.
Nope.
But then she transferred to the University of Massachusetts Amherst after her freshman year to study nursing when she decided that West Point was not the best fit for her. Same girl. Same. Because military, working out, PT, chemicals? No, not for me. So now we are kind of up to her disappearance and the events leading up to it. And this is going to be just basically a breakdown of the timeline, because that was really the best way to just kind of chronologically explain what happened, and kind of see her mindset, which again, like I said in the beginning, the story is kind of crazy because there's no clear indication of what or why. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so confusing. Well, not confusing, but it's confusing. Okay, so in November 2003, Murray admitted to using a stolen credit card to order food from several local restaurants. The charge was continued in December to be dismissed after 3 months of good behavior. So this seems to be the only thing that she had ever done negative in her life.
Okay.
So I think that was mentioned because, like, she did not have a rap sheet. You know, she was not a bad kid. She wasn't a bad person. She didn't grow up to be a criminal.
Yeah.
You know, she had this one little mishap in her life at a young age. In 2003, she would have been 20, maybe, because I was 17. So she'd have been 20. Yeah, 20 years old in 2003. So I think they just mentioned that to show that, you know, she wasn't going down the wrong path or anything that would kind of lead to her disappearance. But on the evening of February 5th of 2004, Murray spoke to her sister Kathleen while on duty at her security job on campus. They were discussing Kathleen's relationship issues with her fiance. You know, her sister was just kind of going through it, and Maura was trying to be there for her. Around 10:30, Maura reportedly broke down in tears, and when her supervisor arrived at her desk, it was said that Maura was just completely zoned out, no reaction at all. She was unresponsive, so she was just like spaced out, like not unconscious. She just, you know, when people are having a rough time and they're just kind of sitting there just staring off into space, not responding, that's what was going on. The supervisor escorted Maura back to her dorm room around 1:20 a.m. When she was asked what was wrong, all she said was "my sister," but she never elaborated on which sister or what was going on. Later, much later, in 2017, her sister Kathleen revealed the details of that specific call. Kathleen, who was an alcoholic and had been in rehab, had been discharged from rehab that night. And on the way home, her husband / fiance or whatever he was at the time took her to the liquor store.
Seriously?
And she relapsed.
Seriously?
And so she had called Maura at that time and was telling her about this, and Maura was just devastated.
Why are you going to take someone to the liquor? What the hell?
Yeah. So there's that. So, I mean, it's understandable why she was upset. Like, her sister was doing so good in rehab.
Take him out in kneecap.
Yeah, so you can kind of understand why she was like really upset. I would be really upset.
Bitch ass motherfucker. Take him out his freaking kneecaps.
I don't understand either.
Like,
I mean,
why would you do that?
I don't know. I guess because maybe that it doesn't give any information about the husband or fiance or anything like that. It just says that he took her to a liquor store and she relapsed.
He was a piece of shit.
Obviously. And it could be that he was also an alcoholic or he was abusive and that was his way of controlling her. Like there could be so many things. Or the sister could have asked and he didn't know how to say no.
Just say no and don't drive her.
I understand that, but you know, if you are in a relationship with a narcissist or someone who's abusive, no is not always an option. I mean, you see on these 600-pound life shows or whatever, they can't get up, they can't make their own food, but these people are still feeding them 62,000 calories a day.
I never watched those shows.
Okay, well, that's what they do. And I'm always sitting there like, they can't get up and make their own food. They're either going to eat what you give them or they're going to starve.
At that point, I just don't starve.
Yeah, but you feel bad because they're not eating, they're not getting what they want, they throw a tantrum, and it's just easier to shut them up. So I don't really know what the situation here is. All we know is that she was released from rehab, went to the liquor store, relapsed the same day, and called Maura. So 2 days later, on February 7th, Maura's father visited her. They went car shopping and then went to dinner with a friend of Maura's. Afterward, Maura dropped her dad off at his hotel, and borrowing his car, which at that time was a Toyota Corolla, she went to attend a dorm party. She arrived at the party at 10:30 p.m. and left at 2:30 a.m. And at 3:30, en route to her father's motel, Maura struck a guardrail on the Massachusetts Route 9 in Hadley, causing nearly $10,000 worth of damage to the car. So,
well,
yeah. They don't know if she was drinking or inebriated of any kind of drugs or alcohol. The responding officer wrote on the accident report, but there is no documentation of a field sobriety test being conducted on Maura. So, again, they don't know if she was drinking. But she was driven to her father's motel where she remained until morning.
Why wouldn't they have done this sobriety test?
I don't know. Cops drop the ball frequently. At 4:49 a.m., she made a call to her boyfriend, but the conversation details are currently unknown. Later that morning, Fred learned that the damage to his vehicle would be covered by his auto insurance. So he rented a car, dropped Maura off at the college campus, and left for Connecticut, which is where he was living at the time. And then at 11:30 p.m., Fred called Maura to remind her to get the accident report forms from the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles. And then they agreed to speak Monday night to discuss the forms and fill out the insurance claim on the phone. That way everything can get situated. On Monday, February 9th, Maura used her personal computer to search MapQuest for directions to the Berkshires and Burlington, Vermont. The first reported contact Maura had with anyone that day was at 1 p.m. when she emailed her boyfriend, "I love you more, stud. I got your message, but honestly, I didn't feel like talking too much of anyone. I promise to call today, though. Love you, Maura."
Are you not going to explain the Vermont? What is that?
It doesn't really give a whole lot of details.
Okay.
Maura also made a phone call inquiring about renting a condo at the Bartlett, New Hampshire Condo Association her family previously vacationed at in the past, but ultimately did not rent anything. So, like, a lot of this doesn't have any explanation because she's missing. So they couldn't ask her.
It seems like she's going into hiding.
So we'll get there. At 1:13 p.m., she called a fellow nursing student. The conversation details are missing for this. At 1:24, Maura emailed a work supervisor of the nursing school that she would be out of town for a week due to a death in her family, but there was no death in the family.
I was about to say, who died?
Nobody. That's just what she told her supervisor.
Okay.
At 2:05 p.m., Maura called a hotel booking number for hotels in the Stowe, Vermont area. At 2:18 p.m., Maura called her boyfriend and left a voicemail saying she'd talk to him later. Maura packed clothing, toiletries, college textbooks, and her birth control pills into her car. Later searches found that all of her belongings had been packed and her art removed from the walls in her dorm room, but she didn't take everything. She just took those few things. So everything else was packed up in her dorm.
She went into hiding.
So it sounds like she was planning to go somewhere. Maybe not complete hiding, but maybe just taking a break. Maybe she just overwhelmed and just, everybody needs space. Mental break. People need that break for a little bit to collect themselves and not snap and start murdering people.
Yes.
So on top of the boxes, though, was a printed email to Maura's boyfriend indicating possible relationship troubles.
Do they not text?
This was in 2003. Texting wasn't really big then, and you had to pay. It wasn't unlimited, text messages and phone calls. Those were minute by minute, text by text. So yeah, emailing was probably more efficient back then. Around 3:30 p.m., Maura left campus in a black 1996 Saturn sedan. Classes had been canceled at that time due to a massive snowstorm.
Oh, nice.
At 3:40 p.m., Maura withdrew $280 from an ATM, and the closed circuit footage from the area showed that she was alone at that time. At a nearby liquor store, Maura purchased alcohol, which was Bailey's Irish Cream, Kahlua vodka, and Franzia wine. So she was 21 at this time because her birthday was in May, and this was November.
Okay.
So old enough to buy alcohol. She was also shown to be alone during this time, inside and outside of the store. She was alone. So at 7:27 p.m., sometime after 7 p.m., a Woodsville, New Hampshire resident, Faith Westman, heard a loud thump outside of her house. Through her window, she could see a car up against a snowbank along New Hampshire Route 112, also known as Wild M. Okay, I'm going to fuck this up, guys. I'm sorry. Amonoosuc.
What?
Amonoosuc. It's Amonoosuc. Amonoosuc.
Okay.
On the sharp corner adjacent to her home. The car was pointing west on the eastbound side of the road. The resident called the Grayton County Sheriff's Department to report the accident. According to 911, the woman claimed to have seen a man smoking a cigarette inside the car, but later she stated that she had not seen any man or person smoking a cigarette, but rather what she had seen appeared to be a red light glowing from inside of the car, possibly from a cell phone. I don't know.
Okay.
That's two completely different things.
I'm so confused, but okay.
Yeah, that's two complete, yeah, I don't know. So, a passing...
Mafia.
Oh, no. A passing motorist, who was a school bus driver named Butch Atwood, lived nearby. He saw the wreck and stopped at the scene. He saw the car as well as a young female walking around the vehicle. He noticed that she was not bleeding or visibly injured, but was cold and shivering. He offered to call for help. He said that she begged him, pleaded with him not to call for help. But knowing that there was no reception, no cell service in the area, he went home and called the police anyway. His call was received into the police department at 7:37, which was 10 minutes past when the initial lady, Faith Westman, called. Another resident passing through the area claims that at 7:37, which was the time Butch called the police, she saw a police SUV parked face to face with Maura's car. She pulled over briefly and did not see anyone inside or outside either of the vehicles and decided to continue home. This witness statement contradicts the official police log, which has the Haverhill police arriving 9 minutes later.
Huh?
Yeah. So at 7:37, this lady says she saw police on scene, but the official police log, GPS tracking or whatever, however they log it, did not have the police showing up until 7:46 p.m. Almost 10 minutes before the lady, or 10 minutes after the lady said she saw the police there. Like I said, this is a confusing story.
Mafia.
So at 7:46 p.m., the police arrive on the scene, but the driver, Maura, had disappeared. No one was inside or outside of the car. The car had impacted a tree on the driver's side of the vehicle, severely damaging the left headlight. and pushing the car's radiator into the fan, rendering it completely inoperable. So even if Maura had wanted to move it, she couldn't. The car's windshield was cracked on the driver's side. Both airbags had been deployed, and the car was locked.
Were the keys with the car?
I don't know. Maybe? I don't remember it saying anything about the keys, but maybe we'll get there. I don't know.
I'm so confused.
I know. Inside and outside of the car, the officer discovered red stains that looked to be red wine. Now, remember, she had bought a box of red Franzia wine from the liquor store in Massachusetts before she left. Inside the car, he found an empty beer bottle and the damaged box of Franzia wine on the rear seat. He also found a AAA card issued to Maura, a blank accident report form from the accident that she had prior, gloves, CDs, makeup, diamond jewelry, driving directions to Burlington, Maura's favorite stuffed animal, and a book about mountain climbing in the White Mountains. Her debit card, credit card, cell phone were all missing and have never been recovered. Like, none of that's ever been found.
She went into hiding. It's the freaking mafia.
Police later revealed that all the bottled liquor was also missing. So the Kahlua and the Irish cream, the Baileys, gone. They don't know, like, if she drank it and just threw it away at a different stop, or she took it with her, or if there were other people involved that found her and they were like, hey, come with us, grab your liquor, let's go party. They don't know anything. Nothing. The responding officer searched the area for Maura. Just before 8 p.m., EMS and a fire truck arrived to clear the scene. By 8:49 p.m., the car had been towed to a local garage, and around 9:30 p.m., the responding officer finally left the scene. So they were there from 7:46 till 9:30. So almost 2 hours they were there looking for her and cleaning up the scene. Authorities referred to Maura as simply, quote unquote, missing at noon the next day. So we're going to backtrack just a little bit because we do have some, quote unquote, eyewitness accounts that need to be mentioned. Between 8 and 9:30 p.m., a contractor returning home from Franconia, New Hampshire, reportedly saw a young person moving quickly on foot eastbound on Route 112, which was the route she got in the accident on. About 4 to 5 miles east of where Maura's vehicle was found, he noted that the young person was wearing jeans, a dark coat, and a light-colored hood. At 12:36 p.m. on February 10th, a BOLO report from Maura was issued. She was reported as wearing a dark coat, jeans, and a black backpack. A voicemail had been left on her dad's answering machine stating that her car had been found abandoned. He was currently out of state working and didn't receive the message at that time. So that sucks. Big time.
That does suck.
At 5 p.m., one of Maura's sisters contacted Fred to inform him of the situation. He then contacted the Haverhill police and was told that if Maura was not reported safe by the following morning, that the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department would start a formal search looking for her. So she would have been gone by 2 days at that point, 48 hours, give or take. Fred arrived before dawn in Haverhill on February 11th, so the following day after he talked to the police, he showed up. At 8 a.m., Maura's family, along with the Fish and Game Department, as well as others in the area, began to search for Maura. A tracking dog tracked the scent from one of Maura's gloves 100 yards east from where the vehicle had been discovered, but lost the scent. This suggested to police that Maura had left the area, possibly in a vehicle. Because if she had continued walking, they would have continued with the scent.
Hitchhiking.
Or maybe being carried, possibly. If she were unconscious or something. But she would not have been walking because they would have been able to follow the scent. At 5 p.m. that same day, Maura's boyfriend and his parents arrived in Haverhill to assist with the search and was interrogated in private, then with his parents. At 7 p.m., police said they believed Maura came to the area either to run away or attempt suicide, which her family believed to be highly unlikely on both parts. During the return flight to Haverhill, Maura's boyfriend turned his phone off, because on an airplane, especially in 2003. At some point, he received a voicemail that he believed was the sound of Maura sobbing into the phone. The call was traced to a calling card issued to the American Red Cross. Dead end. Couldn't figure anything out about that. So Monday, February 12th, Maura's father and her boyfriend held an evening press conference in Bethlehem, New Hampshire, and the next day the first press coverage was published. So February 13th, the media finally published it. She went missing the 9th. 4 days. It took them 4 days to publish anything about her.
Good job.
Yeah. So at 5:04 p.m. on February 12th, the police reported that Maura might be headed to the Kankamagus Highway area and was listed as quote-unquote endangered and possibly suicidal. Again, this was just an inclination that they had. Nothing indicated that she was suicidal.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Because she had never been, prior, never mentioned it to anybody. They didn't find any documents in her room or journals or diaries or anything that would indicate suicide. But they just assumed that that's what was, a possibility in this case. Police reports stated that Maura was intoxicated at the crash site, but the only person who had claimed to have had any contact with Maura after the accident, which was the bus driver gentleman, said that Maura did not seem impaired in any way. So the police...
the wine could have just broke.
The police didn't even have any contact with her. They didn't know if she was drunk. They didn't do a field sobriety test because they couldn't find her. How are they going to say that she was drunk?
Exactly.
It's an assumption,
it's
but...
a boxed wine, and it's gonna break.
Right, crashed, and it's in a bag.
Yeah, it's gonna bust.
Especially in an accident. Yeah, exactly. But, the police know everything, so... A week after her disappearance, her father and boyfriend were interviewed by CNN's American Morning. Her family expanded their search into Vermont, dismayed that the authorities there had not been informed of her disappearance. So none of the surrounding states were notified that there may be a missing person.
Aren't they supposed to?
I think so. Usually when they put out a bolo, it's supposed to go to, adjacent cities, adjacent states, I would think.
Oh, sorry, Misha.
But they didn't know. So her parents made that happen. Police initially treated her as a missing person, which could be the reason why they didn't notify, because she's an adult. At that time, they didn't think it was mysterious or suspicious or that she was endangered. So that could be a reason why they didn't, put the information out into other states. But they did believe that she may have wanted to disappear voluntarily. This was based on her travel preparations and no evidence of foul play. So again, that could be the reason why they didn't, say anything to the neighboring states.
Mafia.
Do they even have mafia in New Hampshire?
You never know.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. They have them here.
What?
Huh?
They what?
You've never heard of the Dixie Mafia? Girl, look that shit up. Oh, it's wild. We'll talk about it after this because I do not want a price on my head. But, I got some shit.
Okay.
Look it up.
Okay.
Although missing persons cases are normally handled by local and state police, the FBI joined the investigation 10 days after Maura disappeared. The FBI interviewed relatives from Massachusetts, and the Haverhill police chief announced that the search was now nationwide. During this time, the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department conducted a second ground and air search using a helicopter with a thermal imaging camera and tracking in cadaver dogs. So they kind of pulled out all the stops. They had tracking dogs, and then they had cadaver dogs who can smell decomposition.
I mean, if she's part of the mafia, you ain't gonna find her.
There's no link to mafia here. I don't know why you keep saying mafia. No, it's not the mafia. Maura's sister found a ripped pair of women's underwear laying in the snow on a secluded trail near French Pond Road on February 10th, but subsequent DNA testing determined that they didn't belong to Maura.
I was about to say, why are you just picking up random underwear on the floor?
Because, it could have been hers. Like, if something happened to her, any evidence they come across, paper, clothing, bags, they pick up and test for, DNA, because if that shows a location where she has been, then you're kind of in the right area. At the end of February, police returned all of the items that were found in Maura's car back to her family. On March 2nd, The family checked out of their hotel and went back home. So she went missing February 9th. They all showed up to look for her between the 10th and the 11th. So they were there for about 3 weeks before they ended up having to go back home. Her dad, Fred, returned nearly every weekend to keep searching. So he was very dedicated on trying to find his daughter. In March of 2004, another disappearance happened. And this was the disappearance of Brianna Maitland in Vermont, which was 66 miles away from Maura's last sighting. This disappearance drew comparisons from the media and law enforcement due to the similarities in disappearance. However, state police said that the two were not connected in any way.
Sex trafficking.
I mean, it's possible, man. Like, anything is possible because we know nothing. There's no information. On July 1st, police retrieved the items found in Maura's vehicle for forensics analysis. So they gave it back to the parents at the end of February, and then we're like, oh, wait, can I have it back? I need to do some more shit to it.
What?
And by this time, other people have touched it.
Like, they're not going to
contamination.
They're not going to get a thing off it.
So,
stupid.
Yeah. I don't understand their thought process here. It seems like they did not take this case seriously from the get-go. And this poor girl and her family, they have no answers still. I'm about as angry about this story as I am when we have one that has like an actual conclusion, just because I don't think enough was done. And not for lack of trying on the parents and the family.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, your hands are tied sometimes when you're in that situation. But on July 13th, a 1-mile radius search was performed by nearly 100 searchers, including state troopers, rescue personnel, and volunteers. It was the fourth search of the area, the fourth search. The first search without snow on the ground. So in July...
That's a lot of snow.
In July, they finally had no snow. So I guess they figured, you know, they might find more, but they found nothing conclusive.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing. Like, she was poof gone. Fucking poof gone. Evaporated into thin fucking air. Don't say it.
Aliens?
I would say aliens, yeah, not mafia. I would believe aliens more than I would believe mafia. Maybe they've taken her and they're like, look, you're such a good fucking person. Earth is shit. Come with us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like at this point,
I like to think that. Maybe she's just like living her best life in outer space somewhere, doing awesome, cool, athletic, academically brilliant shit.
At this point, they just take me.
And fuck Earthlings. Like, fuck them. Fuck them all. So, in late 2004, this is crazy. This is like... I don't know how I feel about this, okay? This is insane.
Okay.
In late 2004, a man gave Maura's dad a rusty knife that belonged to the man's brother, who had a criminal past and who lived less than 1 mile from where her car was discovered.
Why you give him a knife?
His brother and his brother's girlfriend were said to have acted strangely after the disappearance, and the man's brother claimed he believed the knife had been used to kill Maura.
Excuse.
Several days after the knife was given to Maura's father, the man's brother allegedly scrapped his Volvo. Family members of the man who turned the knife in claimed that he had made up the story in order to obtain reward money in the investigation and had a history of drug abuse.
See, now there's some people just trying to get money and shit.
Wait.
Oh, no.
We'll get to that later, and that's why I'm telling you I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay.
In 2005, Fred petitioned the New Hampshire governor, Craig Benson, for help in the search. On the 1-year anniversary of the disappearance, a service was held where the vehicle was found. In late 2005, Fred filed suit against law enforcement agencies with the aim of seeing files on the case. At this point, he had not been allowed to look at anything, kind of... They do that. They do that.
Okay.
You know, like the Epstein files, those were sealed until this year. Nobody could see them until now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, they seal case files for however long.
Okay.
Yeah. Like in the Otis Tool one, remember? They had to petition to get those 20 years later or some odd years later. Yeah. They had to petition to get them unsealed. So they do. And then they found, 10,000 pages of information that was not released?
Yes.
Yeah, so it happens. November 1st, a user named Tom Davies logged into a message board called Not Without Peril, which was a dedicated discussion of Maura's disappearance, and claimed to have seen a black backpack similar to the description of Maura's behind a restroom in, I'm gonna fuck this up, Pimiguaset Overlook.
Are these all Indian names?
I don't know.
They sound like they're all Indian
They
names.
might be. I don't know, but they're not. Lauren can pronounce names.
Yeah, they all sound like Native American.
Possibly, yeah. Anyway, they found the book bag, or saw the book bag, which was about 30 miles east of Woodsville on Route 112, which again is the route where she disappeared from. The Attorney General, Jeffrey Strelzin, stated that law enforcement, quote unquote, was aware of the backpack, but did not disclose whether it had been taken for forensic testing or not, or what the results of that testing was. So somebody reported a black backpack just hanging out behind a restaurant. Police were like, yeah, we know. And that was pretty much the end of that.
They didn't know. How much you want to bet?
Well, they said they knew, but they never gave any kind of details. Yeah, I don't know.
My eyes twitching.
In 2006, the New Hampshire League of Investigators, which is 10 retired police officers and detectives, and the Molly Bish Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization created in memory of Molly Ann Bish, who disappeared in 2000 while working as a lifeguard in Warren, Massachusetts. So they had a lot of disappearances in that area during this time.
Clearly don't go to Massachusetts.
Unless it's Salem. And then
we'll Salem, but
we'll just put you in a cauldron and let Hecate and Lilith handle you. Yeah, exactly. So these people started working on the case. Tom Shamshak, a former police chief and a member of the Licensed Private Detectives Association of Massachusetts, said, and I quote, "It appears that this is something beyond a mere missing persons case. Something ominous could have happened here." Which, yeah, I think...
Aliens!
I don't think this girl just decided to run away from her life one day. She seemed to have a pretty good life. She was doing well for herself. She was smart. She was beautiful. She was kind. She was empathetic.
Something had to have happened.
Something happened. We don't know what. Don't know where to look. Don't know what direction. And it's been a long time. It's been 22 years. That's a long time. So, the Arkansas group. That's what I've been calling it.
Did you really just say Arkansas?
I did it on purpose. So that's what I've been calling it since he's been up there, because he says Arkansas. And I'm like, no, it's Arkansas.
For a second, I was like, what are we talking about?
The Arkansas group, Let's Bring Them Home, offered a $75,000 reward for information that could solve her disappearance.
Get your baby.
You get big stretches?
Hi, Mish.
Oh, Missy. We'll do an ASMR soon. I got some crunchy stuff over here for you.
I have no food for you, baby. I'm sorry. I already ate it.
She said, you bitch. You want
to
to
have it anyway. It's too spicy.
You ready to do an ASMR over here? Come here.
ASMR moment with Misha.
Come here.
Oh, you just dropped that.
Yeah, it's okay. Come here.
You're not able to hear the munch of the noodle?
You got it? All right, let mommy get you a crunchy one.
She said, give me a better one. She's like, I want the crunch.
Oh, she's cleaning up the
what is
chicken
that?
feet.
What is that?
Sweet potato.
Oh, what else is in there?
Sweet potato, beet, zucchini. Here. Are you sniffing it? Here.
Wait, there's a green radish? She doesn't like the microphone.
I don't think she likes these. She's spitting them out.
She said, no sweet potato for me. She looks so offended. It was like, that's it. I just get that tiny piece, like, bitch.
That was great. She was like,
she like paused mid. Oh, great.
Hold on. I got another little bite. Come here.
Oh, I should have recorded that. That was great. Hold on.
here.
Because she doesn't like the microphone. We've already learned that. And that was our Misha ASMR.
Yeah, I know people like the Misha ASMR. I got some cute pictures to post with it today. So, in October 2006, volunteers led a 2-day search within a few miles of where Maura's car was found. In a closet of a house approximately 1 mile from the crash site, cadaver dogs allegedly went bonkers, possibly identifying the presence of human remains. The house had formerly been the residence of the man implicated by his brother, who had given Fred the rusty knife in 2004.
You telling me they could have had this bitch?
So that's why I'm saying I don't know how I feel about that information. This man said my brother could have possibly done it. His family said, no, don't listen to him. He's a drug addict and just wanted the money. But now the police have cadaver dogs that alert to a closet in this home that this man fucking lived in.
Did they even do testing on that freaking rusty knife?
No.
What the fuck?
They did, however, take a sample of carpet from the home and sent it to the New Hampshire State Police, but the results were not ever released.
Because they know what the results are, and they're gonna.
So again, like I said, I don't know how to feel about this. Okay, I don't. This seems like a very good lead that they just fucking let slip.
Pretty much.
So, in 2009, which was 5 years later, Maura's case was given to the New Hampshire's Cold Case Division, and authorities began handling it as a
You having a spasm attack over there?
I malfunctioned.
Clearly.
And authorities began handling it as a quote-unquote suspicious missing persons case. So 5 fucking years later, they're like, well, this is kind of suspicious. Bruh. Maura's case was one of many cited by proponents of a statewide cold case unit for New Hampshire. Also in 2009, homicide prosecutor Jeffrey Strelzin, the guy from earlier, said that the investigation was still quote-unquote active and was being treated as a potential homicide. I guess so since they found that the cadaver dog hit on that closet, they're thinking something nefarious happened, which they should have been thinking that from the beginning, but it is what it is.
They should have thought that when the dude brought the freaking knife.
And they should have thought of before that.
That too.
Completely before that. In 2014, on the 10th anniversary of her disappearance, Jeffrey Strelzin stated that there had not been any credible sightings since the night she disappeared. Fred believed Maura to be deceased, having been kidnapped the night of her disappearance.
Yeah, because that dude probably killed her.
I mean, that is a lead that I for sure would have followed up on. For fucking sure followed up on that.
Don't listen to the rest of them. Like, if they should have just went with it.
They should have followed up on it. Even if it turned into nothing, it should have been followed up on.
Because it was something.
Yeah, it was something. For fucking sure it was something. In February of 2019, Fred stated his suspicion about the nearby house where the cadaver dogs alerted. That's my suspicion too. Super suspicious. In July of 2020, Maura's family launched Maura's #Blue Ribbon campaign to remember and honor Maura. Also in 2020, local landowners informed the Murrays of their plan to cut down the tree with Maura's #Blue Ribbon. The family offered to purchase the tree and lease the land and undertake any means necessary to preserve the tree.
Oh, the tree that she hit.
Yeah. What they're using as a memorial for her on that route. However, in February of 2021, the New Hampshire Victim Advocate Office informed the Murrays that the tree had been completely destroyed. They weren't even given a second thought. Which makes me so fucking angry. October 16th of 2020, an official request was made to the New Hampshire Division of Historical Resources to erect a state highway historical marker recognizing Maura's disappearance at the location she was last seen on Route 112. On March 5th, 2021, Ben Wilson, the director of the New Hampshire Division of Historical Resources, denied the request, citing arbitrary quote-unquote requirements. On March 9th, 2021, her sister Julie sent an appeal for reconsideration. September 14th of 2021, police announced that bone fragments had been found on Loon Mountain in Lincoln, New Hampshire, 25 miles east of the crash site. But in November, it was announced that the remains that they found were not Maura's. In January 2022, the FBI issued a national alert in Maura's case and created a violent criminal apprehension profile, which allowed multiple law agencies to share information regarding her case. So they put the information out there just in case there are similar disappearances and they do find a perpetrator, it could possibly be linked back.
Did they ever check that dude's yard?
What do you think the answer to that is? They cut the carpet out, tested it, never released the information. My guess is they found out what they needed to know and fucked up and were embarrassed and decided not to pursue anything. That would be my guess, because it's not out of the realm of things that the police have done before. But here's how to help. If you guys have any information, want to push back, get things going on this case again, you can reach out to the New Hampshire State Police Cold Case Unit. You can reach out to the FBI. You can reach out to the New Hampshire Department of Justice Cold Case Unit. The nonprofit Let's Bring Them Home still has information going on about Maura. The CUE, which is the Center for Missing Persons Community United Effort. They have information. There is still a GoFundMe up right now, and it was been created by her sister Julie, just kind of helping the family navigate on trying to find her, if they need to go back and look or, whatever their needs are. It's, this family is deserving for sure. If you would like to hear more about the story, Julie, Maura's sister, has a podcast called Media Pressure, The Untold Story of Maura Murray. I listened to it. It's like 6 episodes or 8 episodes, hour and a half, give or take. Devastating. This family is suffering so bad still. And this is like a newer podcast. It's not like from many, many years ago. This is newer. Devastating story. No answers, no clues, no nothing.
They need to have a clue. They fucked that up.
I mean, they need to have several fucking clues, but they don't. So, again, if you guys want to try to help in, rescue efforts or whatever for the family, you guys are more than welcome to go look it up, donate, write to the New Hampshire Historical District, what the fuck ever, and demand that they put something out there on Route 112 for this girl. But that is the disappearance of Maura Murray. It's very sad.
Yeah. Well, my girl's dead, so we don't have to worry about that.
Well, okay.
About her being missing or anything, her open case, because this is also old. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I have Helen Ruth Spence, who was considered a folk hero by many, and she was the focus of a lot of media coverage in her day up until her death at the hands of Arkansas prison officials.
A folk hero?
Yes.
Okay, we're kind of in a different direction.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, a little twist off, all right.
A little twist off. So she was born February 23rd, 1912, so she was an Aquarius, aboard a houseboat on the White River near St. Charles, Arkansas County.
She was born on a houseboat?
Yep.
That's neat.
Yeah, so they had, houseboats. They had a lot of those in that area. So Arkansas's houseboat dwelling, they were called the River Rats.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they called them. Were eventually expelled from the area as the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers tamed the White River. So pretty much all the houseboats pretty much got bye-byed.
Okay. Rude.
Yes. So she had a mixture of awe and disdain by the drylanders with whom she went to school with, so she only gained a 9th grade education, and then she married a local boy turned moonshiner, Buster Eaton.
In 9th grade.
Yeah, she gained a 9th grade. Well, she gained only a 9th grade education. Didn't it
Oh,
say,
and
like,
then later. Okay,
yeah,
I was about to say, what the
it didn't say when she married him. It just said,
like, I have a 9th grader, well, an 8th grader, and he's 14, so 9th grade's 15.
yeah,
What
no.
the I mean, back in those times, that was normal, but the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, it didn't say when. It just says she married him. So the marriage didn't last long, and she returned to the White River to live with her father, Cicero Spence, and her stepmother. Her mom had died years before, so.
Not sad.
And so during a fishing trip, a Mississippi man named Jack Worrells shot and killed her dad,
God.
assaulted her stepmother,
What the fuck?
who died in Memphis, Tennessee hospital on January 7th, 1931.
What the fuck?
So this is why she popped up on your little thingy. At Jack's murder trial in DeWitt, she did what the locals called river justice.
Oh.
She wore a stylish red velvet suit that she had sewn herself,
Fuck yeah, she did.
complete with white rabbit fur muff. So, like, you know that little thing when they, like, hide your hand, like the ladies have that, like, put your hands in?
Mm-hmm.
She was wearing that.
Okay.
And according to the New York Times article published on January 20th, 1931, and I quote, drawing a pistol as the jury rose to decide the fate of the man on trial, Miss Ruth Spence Eaton, who was 18...
Fuck yes.
shot and killed Jack Worrells. The only statement the girl would make after the shooting was, "He killed my daddy." And she showed no remorse.
Bitch. Fuck yes. Now, also that she was 18 when that happened, so she
Uh-huh.
had to have been 16 when she got married.
Yeah.
So
Probably,
I was right around that time.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. My girl is slaying, literally.
Yeah. So with this act, she was convicted for manslaughter October 8th, 1932.
Manslaughter. Yes.
And due to a wave of public sympathy, she was paroled and freed on June 10th, 1933.
So she was in jail for how long? Like a year?
Like a year.
Fuck yes. I like this story. Okay.
Yeah, next week you're not going to like.
Oh.
Before her conviction, she had worked at a DeWitt cafe and encountered a man named Jim Bahotes.
Okay.
Allegedly, he began harassing her with unwanted advances and threatening her.
Oh, fuck no.
February 1932, he was found dead in a trysting.
Yes.
He was found dead in a trysting spot, which is a secret place for lovers, if you don't know what that means. In the woods, shot with his own gun. She was called in for questioning. She denied involvement and was released.
Bitch.
State prosecuting attorney George Hartgee,
Okay.
in a letter dated May 31st, 1933, had assured the parole board that he was thoroughly convinced she did not kill Jim.
She didn't.
So
No, she's innocent. Fuck that.
So when she reportedly walked into the police station and confessed to the crime,
No, she didn't.
a backlash began against the recently pardoned Spence.
No, she didn't do it.
Clearly.
No.
No.
This is what I call justified killings. My fucking girl. Free.
Why do you think I said
Helen
why do you think I mentioned she's a
Spence.
folk hero to some people?
Free Helen Spence. Leave Helen alone.
Leave Helen alone.
My girl.
And the brief period between her parole and her return to prison was described in the Arkansas Gazette as a time when Spence was living in Little Rock under an assumed name. This whole thing that I found made me kind of confused.
Okay,
So
here we go.
yeah. So, however, prison records include a parole document signed by wealthy landowner W.B. Graham, who served during the 1930s as president of the Lanoke County School Board. He put up $1,000 for her parole.
Okay.
Residents of the area surrounding the site of Arkansas's women's prison note on a historical practice of debt peonage, in which debt peonage.
The fuck is that?
In which farmers and plantation owners could acquire a female prisoner.
I'm gonna have to let me look that up because I know what espionage is, but I don't know what depionage is.
Yeah, like
never heard of that.
Like debt, like debt, like DEBT, and then P.
All right, so debt peonage is a form of debt bondage and involuntary servitude where a person is forced to work to pay off a debt, often with terms that are designed to make repayment impossible. leading to a perpetual state of labor and enslavement. Free my fucking girl, Helen Spence.
There is a reason to believe that rather than living in Little Rock under an assumed name and confessing to a crime of which she was no longer suspected, she sought to escape debt peonage or debt concubinage and fled from Graham. She was placing her trust in local officials, but instead she was promptly sent to the prison farm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sentenced to the Arkansas State Farm for women in Jacksonville for second-degree murder, she began her sentence, 10 years of hard labor, on July 3rd, 1933. She also began a series of daring escapes, the first of which occurred in the fall of that year. The matron of the prison routinely transported female prisoners to Memphis to be prostituted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's not good. Oh,
Yeah, no, that's how they did it back then, apparently.
That's probably how they still do it,
Probably.
but...
And Spence, who was proficient seamstress, as you know from her outfit she made from when she shot Jack, secretly collected red checked cloth napkins from the cafeteria and sewed them into the lining of her uniform.
Oh, see, look, my bitch.
Upon arrival in Memphis, she requested to go to the bathroom. Turning her uniform inside out, she simply walked out from the bus station, though she was quickly recaptured.
Oh.
From September to November 1933, she escaped a total of 3 times.
Wow.
Only to be caught and punished by 20 lashes with a leather strap known as the Black Snake.
Oh.
This method involves stripping a prisoner naked and placing the prisoner over a wooden barrel to be whipped. She contracted a fever afterward, perhaps due to kidney problems resulting from the beatings.
What the fuck?
And records show that the petite 5-foot-tall woman was subjected to a round-the-clock series of high enemas.
Yes.
Ha-ha! With a colon tube.
What? They beat her and then stuck a tube up her butt and flushed her system? Why? Like, just...
Followed by repeated douches.
What the... Why? What?
And alternating doses of morphine. A pattern of treatment that was, even by the standards of the time, excessive and which was already out of fashion.
Treatment? What the fuck kind of treatment? What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
I don't...
And she was sick during all this, too.
I'm really stressed out right now. I don't like this story anymore.
Even when her fever dropped below 99 degrees, this ordeal continued for days.
Punishment. Not treatment. That's punishment. Extreme, cruel, inhumane punishment. Having things shoved inside of you.
And she's only 5 foot tall, so that's...
I wouldn't give a fuck if she was 7'3".
But like,
that's a complete violation.
Yes.
That is sick. Oh. Wow. Okay.
And then December 1933, Arkansas's Lieutenant Governor Lee Cozart ordered her to the Arkansas State Hospital for observation.
I'm sure he fucking did.
The hospital director concluded that she was not insane and should be returned to prison. However, they held her at the asylum for an additional month.
Okay.
They were like, oh, well, she's insane. She has to go to the hospital. And the doctor at the hospital's like, she's not. Well, she doesn't need to be here. Like, you can...
So what, did they hold her just to get her better, or what was the situation?
They wouldn't let her come. They wouldn't let her come back.
The prison wouldn't let her come back.
They were like, no, she needs to stay there, or they just
but
wait.
She wasn't doing anything. She was being fucking tortured.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. During this period, she submitted a story to the publication Liberty Magazine, but it was rejected. The prosecuting attorney's office confiscated her story. Upon her final escape, it was reported she had written on the magazine's rejection slip, "I will not be taken alive."
Okay, well, going down without a fight. Or, I mean, with a fight. She's going down with a fight.
She escaped from a specifically constructed cage-like cell.
What?
On July 10th, 1934. Assistant Prison Superintendent V.O. Brockman and prison trustee Frank Martin, himself a convicted murderer, came upon her as she walked down a country road. Martin shot her behind the ear, killing her instantly.
What in the actual fuck? I'm angry right
your
now.
Your eyes twitching.
I'm angry.
I can see your eye twitching.
I'm very angry.
Yeah, I can see your eye twitching.
I'm stressed.
He was charged with being an accessory to murder for purposely allowing her to escape. Brockman was acquitted but lost his position as assistant superintendent. Martin was also acquitted of her murder and eventually paroled. Hundreds of people appeared at the funeral home to see her remains, and she was buried at St. Charles next to her father. Local legend says that a young man named John Black led a group who broke into the funeral home during the night before the planned funeral and took her body, which they buried in an unmarked spot. Black reportedly planted a cedar tree to mark the spot, and for decades he tended the secret grave. Before he died, he entrusted this task to their mutual friend, I'm about to butcher this, Lemuel Cressy, Elsie Brown. And according to Brown, after parole, Frank Martin later returned to DeWitt and bragged about killing Spence. He walked into the grocery store to buy a loaf of bread. The lady sold him a different loaf, told him it was just as good and cost less. Frank Martin ate dinner that night and never woke up the next morning.
Yes.
It was always said that the river got him.
Yes, I love it.
That's it on Helen Spence.
I mean, that sucks. That really sucks. But he got what he deserved. So this other guy that took the body, they were friends, or?
So from what I was reading, I guess because they all everyone liked her.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Because it was like the river rat community, kind of.
Yeah, like they all experienced the same thing, close-knit community, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was like a whole like group of her like friends came, got her body, and they buried her. And
I mean, were they worried that her grave would be desecrated, or?
It didn't say. It just said that
they took her body and buried her somewhere else.
So they don't. Yeah.
Oh, they don't know for sure.
Yeah, it's just a local
but it's
legend.
kind of
yeah.
confirmed but not confirmed, because there was a tree that he did take care of, that he passed on the responsibility to somebody else. Well, I mean, at least she was well loved, and her killings were completely fucking justified.
Yeah,
so
like she killed the dude who killed her dad, and
then killed the dude who was trying to rape and threaten and murder her, bruh. But the two motherfuckers that got off, I mean, one of them got what they deserved, so wow. That was short, but that was a fucking ride. That was a ride for sure. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, she was really short.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Mm-hmm. It was like a lot of information in those little short 4 pages.
Yeah.
Wild. That's wild. Wow. So that's a good one. I like that. I liked it, but then I didn't like it, but then I liked it again.
Yeah, you're not gonna like it. You're really not gonna like next week's.
Well,
that's a really.
Is he as bad as Pazuzu? Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna have to prepare myself for that. I'm gonna need to woo goose blah blah. And
yeah, your eyes are gonna really twitch.
No. But yeah, so that was our week. I know I took up the majority of this, but it was a long story. But I felt like Maura's story needed to be told. Yeah. And it's been told frequently a lot. I just think any additional coverage and, highlighting on this, especially right to the New Hampshire people about putting a marker on there for her.
Since they cut down her tree.
Yeah. Any kind of memorial, something for this poor girl and her family, because they don't have answers still. And it's...
That really hurt my pinky.
I mean, if you could just imagine it's one of your family members with literally no trace of anything, no inclination, you're going your whole life not knowing what happened, and if you can't write to somebody or, you can't donate, just share her story. Go on Facebook and look her up. Look up the podcast, give that some love and support. Just get the word out there, because you'd want it to be done that way if it was your family member missing. So we're not here just to tell you the stories, but we're also here to kind of guide and help where we can. And when we're able to, we will also make a donation to the GoFundMe or whatever we can do. But we're definitely going to be doing that. But that was our stories for this week. I know these last couple of weeks have been a little rough with Pazuzu. We're still kind of reeling from that.
His mother still pisses me off.
Gross, disgusting, nasty pigsty whatever.
Just the fact that his mom just
lived in it and
like,
was
how?
like, "Okay, love you, bye." Like I don't understand.
Like
I don't know.
his mother pissed me off.
Yeah, the whole community pissed me off. Like, how do you not know? Anyway, we're past that. We're not going to talk about him anymore. He is over. But of course, as usual, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/haunted and homicidal. You can find us on Patreon, where you can show us love and support. Join our tiers, where you can get shout outs, special little goodies that we send out, access to our book nook. Oh, if you have any of your own stories, hauntedandhomicidal@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you guys. Even if you don't have a story, if you just want to drop in and say, "Hey, what is up?" We do appreciate the love and support that we have gotten thus far. We've grown pretty quick. I was checking our statistics the other day, and I was super humbled by the number of listeners that we have, especially where they're coming from. Mississippi, which is where we are currently, where we're from. She's not from here, but she's been here a long time. Yes. So this is where we currently are. So we're just from here. That's where most of our listeners come from. And we have a lot in Illinois. So what's up, my Illinoisans? And I don't know what you guys are called, but Illinoisans. Sure.
Definitely not that.
Illinoisians. Illinoisians.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you guys in Illinois for listening to us. We do have a couple of other states that are catching up quickly to Illinois. So y'all Illinois people need to step up the pace and catch up with Mississippi, because we're almost at 30 listeners in Mississippi. It doesn't sound like a lot, but we are still in our infancy of this podcast. So
we're still babies.
We definitely appreciate our Mississippi listeners, our Illinois listeners. We've got Utah, California, Germany, Georgia, not the state, the country.
I didn't even know that was a country.
We have, I think, Ireland.
I think you told me Ireland.
We have a lot of like overseas listeners, which is fucking fantastic. We love you guys. We will be doing stories like from that area eventually. We're trying to stay, in the States for now. But there are a lot of interesting cases from overseas that we are dying to get our hands on. Especially paranormal. There's a lot of paranormal overseas stuff that's going to be great. So just keep listening. We will cover it eventually. But again, if you guys have suggestions, email them to us. Give us a like, comment on our pod, on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you guys listen to us. It kind of gets us up in the ratings and gets us even more listeners. The more listeners we get, the more we are able to monetize. The more we are able to monetize, the more we're able to do. Yes. Which means better items that we can send out for our little goodie bags, events, cons, meetings, all that good stuff. Again, we are going to be in not New Orleans, but it's West Wago. It's in Louisiana. It's about 30 minutes outside of New Orleans. We're going to be there October 18th. Which is a Saturday, for the Grimoire Academy Witch Market Convention thing. So we're definitely going to be looking for sage and crystals and all the goodies. So we hope that you guys can join us, at least some of you. But again, thank you guys for listening. We truly love you guys, and thank you so much for the support. It's been a ride.
Thank you.
But we are enjoying every little crazy ass minute of it. Truly.
Yes.
It's been great. So we will talk to y'all later this week when we do our paranormal. Okay, bye.
Bye.